Alright, so we're a few weeks into Chapter 5 Season 3, and we've already had quite a few updates that have balanced the season, so to speak. That, of course, is depending on who you ask. So when Season 3 first came out, there was a lot of mixed opinions. Some people said it was the best season ever, it was so unique with all the cars and the mods and things like that, it was chaos. While other people disagreed and they said it was the worst season ever, the cars were overpowered, everything was too strong, it gave terrible players a means to eliminate good players, and a lot of the competitive and really skilled players were just unhappy. And that's how every season is, really. Some people love it, some people hate it. So me personally, I loved it, but I didn't get to play it as much as I wanted. So then last Thursday, they brought a bunch of changes, which I did a video on, and again, in some people's opinion, it ruined the game. They totally destroyed what made this season fun, and then on the other opinion side, it fixed the season. Everything is better now because they nerfed a lot of the overpowered stuff. So it's really a lose-lose situation no matter what you do. And that leads me to today's hotfix. There were some more buffs and some more nerfs. So the official Fortnite Twitter account posted this about 3 hours ago, and this is what they said. We're cruising into the weekend with some new balance adjustments to Chapter 5 Season 3 Wrecked. So the first one says, get even splashier with increased Nitro Splash stack size. And then in parentheses, the Nitro effect also gives infinite stamina. So that's good because I feel like most people don't even pick up the Nitro Splashes just because you can drive over them easily enough. But I love what it offers, the fall damage immunity, the infinite sprint, and even running on water. Then it says tactical assault rifle damage has been increased, so that's a buff to the TAC assault rifle, which in my opinion was terrible. It used to be one of my favorite guns in the game. Then it says the Harbinger SMG reloads faster and has an increased fire rate, so that's another buff. I'll cover the specifics on those changes in just a second. Next it says reduced Nitro Fist punch and uppercut damage to structures, and air punch damage to both structures and players. Again, I'll cover the specifics in a minute. Next, it says slightly reduced grenade launcher turret damage to players, and then slightly reduced machine gun turrets damage and fire rate, so another nerf to both attack mods on the cars. And lastly, fixed a bug causing higher boom bolt damage to player-built structures than intended. So let's break these down real quick. We'll go to one of my favorite sources for the details on hotfixes. That's FN_assist on Twitter. He always breaks these down for us. So first up, let's talk about the vehicle mods. Again, the grenade launcher turret and the machine gun turret were both nerfed again. So the grenade launcher, the damage was reduced by 7%. So that's not that bad. It was 70 damage, now it's 65. So this one really doesn't bother me because the grenade launcher turret, in my opinion, is the weaker of the two. I prefer the machine gun turret because I can't hit anything with the grenade launcher, but it did get nerfed by 5 damage. The machine gun turret got nerfed even more. The fire rate was reduced by 7%, so it was 7, and now it's down to 6.5. Player damage was reduced by 10%, so a little more than the grenade launcher, and it was 30, and now it's 27. So 3 damage may not seem like a lot, but if you couple that with the reduced fire rate, it's definitely going to be noticeable. And then the environmental structure damage was reduced by 41%. That is huge. So you can see already this is kind of catering towards builds because 55 damage dropped to 32. That's massive. If you were easily using this to shoot through builds in build mode, I don't know, it's going to be pretty noticeable now. Okay, so how about the weapons and items that were buffed? So the TAC assault rifle, remember, was increased in damage. It's only increased by 1 for all rarities. So you can see the old damage went from 19 all the way to 23, and now it's buffed to 20 for the gray all the way up to 24. So 1 damage, not really that noticeable, but hey, I'll take a buff on that weapon because it's not very good. Then the Harbinger SMG, I'll be honest, I never picked this up, one of my least favorite guns, but the fire rate was increased by 5%, 9.5, and now it's 10, and the reload time was decreased by 4% for all rarities. It used to be 2.86 for gray and 2.21 for gold, and now it's 2.75 for gray and 2.12 for gold. So increased fire rate and decreased reload time. Those are both buffs for the weapon. The boom bolt environmental structure damage was nerfed by 50%. That's huge. It used to be 90 all the way up to 104. Now it's 45 to 52. Now this one I think was totally necessary. I don't really play builds, but I played builds the other day, and I was in a 1v1 to end the match, and this guy had the unlimited ammo due to the medallion and the mythic boom bolt, and he just fired that thing left and right, and I couldn't do anything. It was breaking through all my builds. I tried to outrun it. I tried to build up. Anything I did, he absolutely countered it and destroyed me, and it was just unlimited bolts coming at me left and right, and I lost. Now, I can't build either, so most of that's my fault, but still, that was way overpowered in my opinion, so I'm kind of glad they nerfed that one. Now remember, the max stack size for Nitro Splashes was buffed. It used to be 4, now you can hold 6, and it looks like if you drop them now, they drop in stacks of 3 instead of 2. Okay, that's kind of weird. And then stamina increase. So I thought it always gave you infinite stamina, but this says no. It says it used to give you 10, now it gives you 100. So I actually didn't know that. That's interesting. And now let's talk about the Nitro Fists. So these are a great mobility weapon, but a lot of people have been using them offensively as well. So the ground pound damage to players was decreased by 28%, which was 70. Now it's down to 50. The environmental punch damage was decreased by 54%. So it used to be 130, dropped down to 60. And the environmental uppercut damage was decreased by 54%. Again, 130 down to 60. So I never use these offensively. If I use these, I use it to retreat or change position. But a lot of people, like I said, like to get close and personal and just uppercut and punch and do all that. Well, they're kind of nerfed now. So I guess people were complaining that these did too much damage in build modes, and they really nerfed them. So I saw a clip of someone trying to punch builds now, and it does next to nothing. I mean, 60 damage is pitiful. So there you go. What do you think about these changes? Because like I said at the start, some people are loving them, some people are hating them. So let me just read you a few comments so you can see how undecided players are. I'm not going to post any names. These are all just anonymous. But one person says, everything that made this season has been nerfed into the ground. What's the point of adding new things? Just bring back the pump and scar. So that person is against all these nerfs. They liked how the season started. Next person says, gotta love watching this season's unique and fun gameplay get ran into the ground because the sweats won't stop begging for nerfs. Again, not a fan of the changes, liked it how the season started. And one more, this one says, may as well just kill a new season from the get-go. Again, hates the changes, preferred original. And then right below those comments, here's another one. This one says, these are W changes. So that person likes the changes. They didn't like how the season was. Next one says, thank you. All capital letters. They really like these changes. They were hating the season. Next one says, slowly but surely turning this season around. Good job, Fortnite. So you can see it's a lose-lose situation all around. You either like this season or you hate it. But this is how it always is, and it's kind of frustrating sometimes. I'm on the fence of I love this season, but some things did seem a little overpowered, but then they go a little too crazy and nerf them all into oblivion, and then it's just not fun anymore. A few nerfs here or there are perfect, but once they go overboard, yeah, it loses all the fun, and some of the new things just aren't even worth using anymore. We've seen this time and time again. Brutes come to mind in Season X of Chapter 1. They nerfed the planes into oblivion. Anything that's really fun, aka that you could potentially kill someone else that's a better player than you, usually gets nerfed into the ground. So it's fun for a little bit, they nerf it, and then it stinks. I feel like that's where this season is heading, but again, some of you will probably really love these changes, while others will absolutely hate them. A lose-lose situation all around. You can never please anyone. So there you go. Let me know in the comments, what do you think about these changes? Are you for them, or are you against them? Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. A like is always appreciated, and don't forget to use my Support-A-Creator Code, which is tabortime.